Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Today I'm going to make my own comfort and joy. Yes, we're making some simple to make eggnog. This is so simple that even I can make it. So join me as I make some of my tasty, quick and easy eggnog. So for today's comfort and joy, I'm going to be making the non-cooked variety. There is a cooked variety where you use a saucepan and you basically are going to kind of cook your eggs, your yolks and everything with the cream, and it tastes wonderful and everything. But there is a slight risk that if you're not sure what you're doing, you can mess it up pretty easy. This variety is a little simpler to make, and it doesn't involve that complexity. It's a little faster. So I'm going to show this one today. There's different ways to mix it. You can either use a hand mixer, whisk, or stand mixer. Blender can work if you're careful with the speeds, but today we're going to use an immersion blender. If you have an immersion blender and you letting it collect dust because you have no use for it, it looks pretty, but you have no use for it, then you can use it for this. And since I'm not making a ton of this today, this is a perfect excuse to break it out. So here you can see how easy it is, right? We just attach the base to this whisk, rotate it, and voila, right? I don't know, should be a button here. Ooh, that's sexy. All right, so I think we can get to work on this now. This recipe, as I'm making it today, will be posted on our website. It's made for a small amount, since it's just me, for example, drinking this stuff. Amy can't do the dairy. And if you want to make it for more people, then you can easily double or triple the recipe. Today I'm using 3 raw pasteurized eggs. That is, they're not cooked like in a cooked eggnog recipe, but these are the ones I pasteurized on a previous episode, and I'll go ahead and provide a link to that as well. That'll help prevent salmonella poisoning because, with the risk of it, for anybody who eats it, you really don't want to get sick. So we're going to go ahead and pour, and these are the yolks and the whites. We're pouring that in there. And we're also going to put in 1/2 cup of sugar. Now this is super fine. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix this up, and I want to make sure this guy's on like a low speed. So that's low, that's high. We don't want that. We want low. Let's go ahead and put it in here. We don't want to make a mess. A bigger bowl might be helpful. Now for my concoction, I'm only going to make about, a quart or around a liter of this stuff. So I can get by with about 2.5 quart bowl. But for splatter purposes, a bigger bowl might have been more helpful. Obviously, if you're going to make a bigger thing, you might want to use a stand mixer with a 5-quart bowl or something. We're going to mix this whole eggs with the sugar until it's a little foamy, pale yellow. I don't want to make whipped cream out of it, and I definitely don't want, I don't know. We do want to increase in volume a little bit, but I don't want it to be totally crazy, right? Looks like it's increasing in volume a little bit, which is good. We're not making too much of a mess, which is always good. Right, Boo? Yeah. Although I'd be the one cleaning it out. Looks like it's getting just a little bit foamy. All right. right, so the goal of this quick mixture was I don't want to have to beat the egg whites and the yolks separate. That takes longer, right? I'm just doing them both at the same time. You could arguably get thicker yolks by doing them by themselves. The whites by getting them fluffy to soft peaks, adding some sugar, making stiff peaks, folding it all in. But then I'm running the risk of, can I fold it, not make a mess, and not lose all the air that I worked so hard to get? If you are going to do that whole process, then you might want to use a stand beater for that, or stand mixer for that. Otherwise, something like this or the handheld works great because we're only doing this for a couple minutes. This definitely did increase in volume, and that's all I really wanted. All right, for a little more flavor, I'm going to be adding some cinnamon and some pure vanilla extract. So this is a half a teaspoon of each. So there's the vanilla extract, and here's the cinnamon. I'm going to add 1 cup each of whole milk and also 1 cup of heavy cream. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour in the cream. I'm going to actually get this stirring while I'm pouring in the milk. So once again, turn the speed down so we don't fling things everywhere. Yay. Oh boy. So we got that mixing. Let's go ahead and get the milk in here. So now we're getting this all mixed. I changed bowls because I was just getting a little too much splatter. I just want to get these incorporated. All right. And now the fun part, the booze. And now for the alcohol part. You can either leave this as virgin non-alcohol, and that way you can serve it to everybody, or you can add the booze, which is what makes it fun, especially for adults, right? You can add any kind of booze you want, really. Bourbon whiskey is very popular, rum, dark or spiced, and also brandy or cognac, and some people even like tequila. Or you can add a combination of them. In this case, we're just going to use some fine Jamaican rum, right? Some dark stuff. And I'm adding about 5 ounces. Make sure I read this stuff right. And I just want to go ahead and get that in there and get this nice and mixed. And I can smell that. And I'm like, woohoo, I surely want to drink this pretty soon. Go ahead and get that in there. All right, that should be nicely mixed in there. Just takes a few seconds. And then you have a choice. You can either serve this right away. Chilling it is better, minimum for an hour. If you want to make this ahead of time and let at least overnight go by, then the flavors kind of meld together a little bit better. Some people have been known to do this for days and weeks, but this stuff just smells really great. A little bit of nutmeg when you're serving it goes well. So we're going to refrigerate for just a little bit and then we'll take a taste. All right, the fun part, drinking the stuff, right? So this stuff can be a little foamy here. I know it looks a little fun in there. I just go ahead and shake it a little bit. That incorporates the foam back into the liquid itself because I don't want it being too crazy in there. And then we'll just pour as much as we want here. That's probably enough. And then we're going to top it off with a little bit of freshly ground nutmeg. So we've got a little nutmeg, a little microplane here. We'll just do that a little bit, is all it takes. So we have a little bit of cinnamon in there, and we have a little bit of vanilla, just to give it a little bit of flavor. And then now we got the nutmeg. So now we're ready to drink this stuff. So now the part that we've all been waiting for, right? Does this taste as good as it smells? I'll give you an answer. Yeah. So let's make it official here. We have a nice bouquet of booze and fragrant from the spices. So I would definitely say the cream and eggs have definitely cut the sharpness of the booze, which is good because I'm not into drinking straight alcohol. But I'm looking for a consistency that's thicker than water, because that ain't eggnog. But I also don't want something that's like, I don't know, motor oil. But this is somewhere in the middle. It doesn't make a mess drinking. It definitely and then more of that alcohol kind of hits you at the end there. So I think this stuff is pretty comforting and joyous to me. So I definitely give this a 2 thumbs up. Now, for some bonus fun, we're gonna do a taste test of some of that store-bought stuff. I have some Southern Comfort that I bought at the store, and figure I'll give it a whirl here. This is I guess just a virgin, non-alcoholic stuff from the grocery market. If I would have gone to the liquor store, I could have got the good stuff, right? But it's not that we can't modify it ourselves, right? So here's some Southern Comfort, New Orleans finest, right? And I've already have poured 2 ounces. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Let it curdle a little. Stir it up. Give it all fairness. All right. I don't know if they put nutmeg in there or not, because they just claim they put spices in there. So I gotta drink it on its own merits. I don't really smell the booze. I taste a little of the booze. So this is an interesting concoction here. The flavors are obviously well more blended, and it could be just because, face it, store-bought, it's been sitting there for like a long time. And even though I did just add the alcohol, this stuff just absorbed it, so who knows. But I say this is good, but the stuff I made, you can definitely taste the spices in it. And I'm not saying this doesn't have it either, but it's kind of weird for a flavor profile. They both definitely taste a little different. But this stuff has a ton of high fructose corn syrup, sugar, a bunch of thickener type chemicals in there. And I don't know, I think you need a PhD in chemical science to figure out how they actually made this. But, you know, it's not bad, it's convenient. But our stuff is a little more simpler when it comes to ingredients. So, regardless if you go with store-bought stuff or make it yourself, which you can definitely customize yourself, of course, hopefully it helps you with having some comfort and joy during the holiday season. I know Amy was having some comfort and joy a little while ago with her tequila back there. So now that we've made homemade eggnog, you can have it any time of the year you want. And we've compared it against the store-bought, and they just have different flavor profiles. So I like this. I gave it my 2 thumbs up, and I'm going to drink more of it, right? Because I'm Eric, and I can. Besides, poor Amy can't have this. So cheers. I don't know. You can figure out how many takes I've got as this is getting emptier and emptier, right? Cheers. If you like this episode, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up and a like, and visit us at amylearnstocook.com. We're also on Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook, and we're also on Instagram at Cookin' with Amy. Cheers again. Double fisted cheers. Hi, Boo. Oh, geez.
What part of this don't you understand? What part of this don't you understand? What part of this don't you understand?
I think Amy's got some of her own comfort and joy going on in the background there. Was that a little sharp bite, Boo Boo? Yeah, that was some tequila. Wow. She just took a shot of tequila.
Wow, that was something.
All right.
Fireball, fireball, fireball,
Okay.
fireball.
Well, ours concoctions will be a little smoother than that. Cheers. If you like this video, cheers. We're also on Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook.
Pinterest and Twitter?
Yeah.
Pinterest and Twitter.
Pinterest and Twitter. Look. Drink.
Pinterest and Twitter.
Look, say Pinterest and Twitter 10 times fast and take a shot of this in between. Cheers. 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 If you like this recipe, you know, Boo, I'm going to need another refill here. Yeah, I'm messing this up on purpose so I can just finish this all up, right?